What's up, everybody? Christmas is coming. I pulled out the old family Bible here. I wanted to talk to y'all about something today. I just want to let you know before I do this video. I am, excuse me, I am religious, very religious, not just obeying religion, but I have studied the Bible and stuff like that. That being said, okay, I'm not saying you're going to go to hell if you do this. I'm not saying, you're a terrible person because we all have done it. We all have done it, every single one of us. All I'm saying is that through some studies in the Bible in the past, I have came across a verse, Old Testament, for a reason why I don't put up a Christmas tree anymore. Okay? And I know that, everybody's going to be upset. Please don't be upset. Please don't be upset. If you truly care about the holiday, if you truly care about what it's about, it's always good to pull this out and study, okay? So I'm not trying to say all these people putting up these Christmas trees. Look, I see them everywhere. They still do it at my grandma's house, my parents' house. I'm not condemning anybody. All I'm saying is that this is what I've found out through studying the Bible more than just going to church and listening to what the pastor has to say. And I've actually asked pastors about this in the past. And a lot of them, they just say, well, it was something that, it's fine, there ain't nothing. But, it says it directly in the Bible. There's a lot of things we know that are wrong that it doesn't even say in the Bible. So it actually says this in the Bible. Now, granted, it was used for something totally different at the time, okay? But it is in the Bible, okay? Let me just start by saying I'm going to be in Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 3 and 4, Old Testament. And this is talking about, I believe this is the fall of one of the sins of, I'm not sure which nation, but one of the sins of the Israelites, or the people of God, the Jews or whoever, the people of God, and so it's okay. It's about God and the idols, right? So God was talking to, telling his chosen people not to do this, don't do this, don't do this. This is back in the day, guys, when we didn't have Jesus who came and performed miracles, and we knew, oh wow, he's the Savior, he's the Son of God because he can heal people from the blind and yada yada yada. We didn't have that. So what we had was God going directly through man and telling them what to do, right? He would choose a prophet, a real prophet, not just a healing preacher. He would choose a real prophet, and he would tell them what to do, right? And so there was some covenants that were broken, and God, just like God gave Moses the laws, hey guys, don't do this, do this. Just like he gave him the laws. So I'm about to read you directly out of the Bible the reason why I personally don't put up a Christmas tree anymore. Is it wrong to go to Christmas and give gifts? No, I don't think that. I don't think it's wrong to do that because in the Bible, the wise men, everybody gave gifts to Jesus. That's biblical. Is it wrong to go eat Thanksgiving or eat turkey and eat ham with your family? No, I don't believe that's wrong because, obviously, it's good to get together with your family. Do I believe that, I've always wondered why is there a Christmas tree? And there's a couple other holidays too, Christian holidays. But I've always wondered, what does a Christmas tree, what does an evergreen tree have to do with Jesus at all? Really doesn't, and I'll prove it to you right now. There's a simple solution. What I do now, instead of Christmas trees, is I find a nativity scene. I have one, I bought one, it's probably 3 foot wide. It's a nice big nativity scene. I put it on a table, and I put the gifts around the nativity scene. Okay? It's very simple solution. And for some reason, I know everybody oh, we had such a beautiful Christmas tree when I was a kid, and I really want to keep doing it. I understand that. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't know if it's fine. It might not be fine with God. I don't know. But I know it doesn't bother me, okay? That's everybody's business. You're allowed to do that, for sure. The reason why I don't do it is because I saw the verse in here. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, how do you refute that? How do you say, oh, you know, I mean, you can say a lot of things. It's not in the Bible. Well, it is in the Bible. Okay, and this is not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you walk with Christ daily and have a relationship with Him, because at the end of time it says, depart from me, ye workers of lawlessness, or depart from me, I never knew you, ye workers of lawlessness. So that obviously, and that's if at the judgment you are not going to be with Christ, and He's going to send you to wherever you're going, which is not with Him, which is absent from Him. So that is a huge indicator that depart from me, I never knew you. In other words, you have to have a relationship. You have to come to a holy God, right? So that is the most important thing in the Bible, that you come to have a relationship and walk with Christ. First of all, it will change your life here. More importantly, it will give you a destination for eternity, right? So that's the most important thing, right? So He doesn't say at the end of time, Christ doesn't come to you and He say, depart from me, you had a Christmas tree up for 20 years. That's not probably, well, according to the Bible, that's not what He's going to say. So I'm not saying that it's going to send you to hell. I'm not condemning you, saying you're terrible people, blah, blah, blah. It's one of the customs of our time. What I am saying is that when I saw this in the Bible, I had to say, at one time, this was an idol. Okay. It was an idol. And Israel suffered severely for it. Okay. And I'm not going to do it anymore because I'm not sure about it anymore. I don't want to do it. If at one point in time God was upset with it, it did mean something different back then. In the pagan days, it meant they worshiped the evergreen tree because it was the only tree to not turn color all year and lose its leaves and all that. So they thought that it was something special, like a god. They thought it was some kind of god because it never died, or, you know, whatever. And so it says here, and I'll show you specifically, they used to cut it down around the winter solstice time. They would cut it down, put it in their house, decorate it with silver and gold, and worship it. Nowadays, when I go to Christmas events, I don't see anybody worshiping a Christmas tree. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is what it is in the Bible. At one point, what it was used for. Okay, the Catholicism took over really huge in that era, in that area of the world. You know, I'm not sure which year, but the first century Christians and the people who were pagans, to my understanding, the Catholics from that time period took over, and they said, "Look, guys," and everybody said, "Can we still put up our evergreen trees?" Yeah, you can still do that, but we're going to worship the Son of God instead of the Sun God. People did the evergreen tree to worship the Sun God. And according to everything I can find, that's the correct events that happened. So they kind of took remnants of what they were doing as pagans, and they said, it's okay to still do that. No big deal. We're going to let you still do that, but we're going to worship Jesus instead of the sun god or whatever. So, and that's where it came from. They kind of just let them still do it. And the same thing happened with Easter as well, because there's nothing, Jesus has nothing to do with eggs and bunnies. I mean, it's a sign of fertility. Pretty easy to see that. So, I'm not saying you're terrible or whatever. That's just the history that I've figured out. And I'm just relaying the message here. So, yeah, I'll read it. I'll read it real quick. So, Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 3 and 4. For the customs of the people are vain, For one cutteth a tree down out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Okay, so that's very specific, guys. Somebody goes and they cut a tree down out of the forest with, it doesn't say which tree, but according to history, it's the evergreen tree. The work of the hands, the work of the man with the axe. Okay, whatever that means. They deck it with silver and gold. It literally says they deck it with silver and gold. Christmas songs, silver and gold. So, I mean, it's very easy to see what they're talking about. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails. And in the old days, they used to have like a cross of wood. And then you'll see old Christmas movies that had that. Like a cross of wood, and they would nail the wood down. They would nail the tree to the wood. Fasten it with nails and hammers that it move not. So that's got to be what it's talking about, guys. And I stumbled upon that. Can't even remember how, actually. I don't think I was reading the Bible all the way through, and I just stumbled upon it. I saw it somewhere, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do some studying. And, that is one of the things that I don't do anymore. And, and it's very easy. If we're worshiping Jesus, it's very easy to just go find, well, it may not be as easy anymore, but it's very easy to go find a nativity scene somewhere, buy it, put it up on a table, and put the gifts around it. It's like you're bringing gifts for Jesus again, instead of putting them under a Christmas tree. So that was my solution, and I love it. I actually feel like it's an offering type thing, kind of. And, I'm not saying it made a huge difference in my life, but it is one of those things that I can say, hey, I found something that I wasn't sure about, and I tried to correct it. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I have way more stuff that I need to work on than that, but that's the verse. If you want to read it, Jeremiah chapter 10, 3 and 4. I'll try to get it on camera here. I don't know. I got my camera flipped around. I'll try to get it on camera here for you, and just let me know what you think. Comment below. Not sure if I got it there. All right. Love, peace and love, you guys. I'm not trying to start argument. Just ponder on what I said. Take it easy.